You know, I've been browsing around the internet, just searching to see what people's predictions are for the Game of the Year nominations in the Game Awards, and also Googled it a bit, and then I thought about Shroud, and I actually saw a part of the video where he asked for the community to vote for Ark to be the Game of the Year rather than Expedition 33. So it's kind of funny, this discussion. But for me, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was just beyond my expectations. This is the type of game that its entirety, it doesn't matter which aspect you actually point at, it's just either perfection or very, very close to it. And it's not just about also each individual element of the game, it's also how everything comes together. So whether we talk about the gameplay mechanics, the unique turn-based with the real-time proactive type of gameplay experience in the combat system, the beautiful visual that later on you understand actually why it was designed like that. The music is so spectacular, it lives with me beyond the game, and I won't exaggerate when I say this is definitely among the top 10 best original soundtrack in any game in history or in the history of gaming. The voice acting, the amazing visual effects, the story and the characters, there's so many things here from start to finish. It's just designed so well. I think actually it was loved, not just those who love turn-based games, those who love RPG games, even those who actually enjoy playing Souls game, most of the time actually wanted to give it a try and play it on the hardest difficulty. The characters and the story, it's so memorable. Although there are some things again that people criticize it. Some of them I do agree, by the way, and that's okay. And people will have different opinions like any other game, for good or for bad, about certain aspects of the game. But again, we need to look at it as a whole. How everything was designed together to deliver a very remarkable and unique experience. Also played Death Stranding 2 as well. I really like it, but definitely don't think it comes even close to compete against Expedition 33 in the Game of the Year. In other categories maybe, but not in the Game of the Year. Now, regarding Ark, by the way, I'm not playing Ark Raiders, but I do enjoy watching it. I actually think it's an excellent game. I mean, just wow. It leads for so many unique experiences. I mean, just seeing the chats between players, it just creates so many unique, fun interactions and stories to tell to others, and just showcase, of course, for others to watch online on social media. It's just such a fun, hilarious, and beautifully designed extraction shooter. The map themselves are incredible, and I really like the combination of the PvP and PvE, the sound design. And to be honest, I learned to appreciate even more after, of course, watching players who know what they're doing, playing it and seeing many fun moments. It's incredible. It's really a fantastic game. That being said, as an extraction shooter, it's a great game and probably among the best that we've seen. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33 just steps above everything else. Again, we can't really compare them directly, of course, because there are different genres, of course. So there are several reasons, by the way, in general, not just against Ark Raiders, but against others. First of all, the beautiful in-painted art style is once you, of course, play the game, you understand without spoiling here. It just fits the entire motive of the game so perfectly. The orchestral score, for example, the original music in this game, I'm still listening to it almost every day. I follow everything. Any performance they're actually doing, I just watch it maybe sometimes on Twitter, sometimes on YouTube. I just enjoy different variation of each song, of the popular ones. Some of the most popular ones are, for example, and my favorite ones are Lumiere. Alicia is my favorite one, is top one, I mean, by far. Go Blue Boss Fight and others, but usually I see variations of Alicia and Lumiere. Both of them have really nice different rendition that I really enjoy just discovering and listening to. The narrative itself, it's so well, it was very, very surprising. This is something that you have no idea what's coming at you. It just revealed itself at the end. Some people like, by the way, and some people don't. I think most people did, but it was very surprising. So it really was fun following the story, following the characters. Usually there are many games that just ignore it altogether. Here, I just couldn't. I couldn't. I didn't want to, because the story was so engrossing, so interesting, and everything was kind of a mystery, and I really wanted to understand more about this world and what's happening. Basically, so many things that we love about the games, but it's not really applicable to every game. Here you just get everything: music, art, gameplay, storytelling, visual effects, sound effects, combat, amazing boss fights, lots of depth, great replay volume, exploration. And if it's applicable to other games, still you don't find games where all of these things are in such high quality, or not just high quality, everything just melded together so perfectly. This game is just an anomaly among so many other games. games. So when you take that into account, you understand that you have something truly special that must be, I mean, hopefully will be recognized. The developers need to be recognized, especially at the time where there are so many disappointments, especially when it comes to AAA games. People really want, I think the same happened with Baldur's Gate 3. People want this game to be recognized so others can see and get inspired and see this is the games that we want to play. Not by just, again, not talking about genre here, but the quality of the game. Now, at the same breath, we need to understand that we can really take away from other games that maybe, you know, for example, story is not the main thing there. So even if it's not great, we don't expect it to be great because this is not the focus of that game. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't be recognized, right? And be able to win Game of the Year. But Expedition 33 stand out from the rest because it just feels like a different game. I almost felt like they created a different genre. It just felt different. Really, when I first played it, I jumped into, you know, the first several days, I actually mentioned it and also mentioned it in the review, if I'm not wrong, because it was so prominent, that I felt like I'm playing a different game compared to any other game that I played before. And this is coming from a game who play lots of games. I mean, there's no like I'm just playing shooters, RPG. I play everything. I want to, even if I'm not playing something, I at least want to try just to get an understanding how a certain game play that probably I wouldn't consider myself a fan of a certain genre or certain elements of the game. If there's an option to play it, maybe just a demo or early access or whatever, I'm probably going to give it a try. Sometimes I try many games on Game Pass and other things just to try out games that I probably wouldn't consider playing otherwise. So not just that it felt that this is an innovative design of the game, all the other aspects that actually in this game, it is not easy to do when there's so many elements in the game that need to work, and not just need to work together, need to design well and work together. You need lots of very talented people to make it happen. And something in the game that can live beyond the game itself. I mean, like the music, for example, these things are just, you don't see this in any game. And above all that, this game comes from a small developer team. And this is actually their first game. So this is an indie game, indie scale studio that can deliver AAA quality experience, and not just deliver big time. Now, of course, not everything was done in Central Studios, from what I've heard. Nonetheless, still, they're a small team. Like, for example, I heard that some of the animations were done, I think, in Korea, if I'm not wrong. In a company that are expert in animations. Anyway, it's not everything. But still, compared to other AAA studios, for example, this is a huge achievement. And this game was released alongside very heavy hitters like Oblivion Remastered, for example, and was managed to steal the spotlight and game attention, although the other game was actually very successful as well, but it was able to do well even at the release of another RPG game. So of course we also expect this game to be nominated and hopefully win across multiple categories like art direction, music, narrative, RPG, and Game of the Year. Something I think that by itself is rarely seen in the Game Awards. And I also seen something after the game was released, it just continued growing and fast, because I also think that word of mouth actually, and also of course very passionate fan base, led to this game to continue growing more, I think, the developer even expected. Of course, it also was available on Game Pass as well, which also helps because more players could play it and then share it with others. And just, you know, the game was so good that more and more players wanted to, well, not miss this amazing gameplay experience. So a game needs to be very, very good for something like that to happen. Other than that, multiple endings. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's so many aspects of the game that me, as again, although I'm really huge fan of this game, it doesn't come from fanboyism. If there was other game that I think deserve it more, I would say, even if I haven't played it, because I'm also watching many other people playing games, even if I'm not playing the certain games, I give the game time just to, you know, be exposed to it. But nothing, by the way, replaces the actual experience of playing a game, because you need to feel the emotion when you're invested in the game and be immersed in it. There's nothing like it when you're actually playing yourself. So of course, there's, when it comes to our creators, for example, I can't really fully, I mean, I can get it by just seeing others playing and getting excited and understand certain things, but nothing replaces actually playing the game. But I'm taking everything into account, even if the game is like amazing when it comes to gameplay, and I already know how I feel when I'm very excited about playing games. Still, I think when you take all of this into account, I still think Expedition 33, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 should win. It must win Game of the Year. So unlike Shroud, where he says, well, vote for our creators, I'm saying, hell no, vote for Expedition 33. There isn't a game on earth right now that is worth more taking Game of the Year more than Expedition 33. I actually, by the way, said things on Baldur's Gate 3, but here I actually think that It deserved even, well, Baldur's Gate 3 deserved to win, that no doubt about it. But I'm saying even Baldur's Gate 3 was against Expedition 33. I'm just happy that this is not the case, but probably I would have gone with Expedition 33. Now, Short mentioned that multiplayer games are a minority. To be honest, some of the games that won in the past were multiplayer games, but we don't see lots of, let's say, shooters in there. Now, for example, Astrobot 1, which I was very happy, by the way, some people were against it, is a single-player game. Baldur's Gate 3, it is online and has co-op. Elden Ring, yes, it has, but again, it has co-op and PvP, but it's not like, full-blown like multiplayer game, mainly single-player game. It Takes Two as co-op, The Last of Us 2 single-player, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is single-player, God of War single-player, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was single-player, Overwatch, well, this is an exception again, because again, it's a shooter game, multiplayer, The Witcher 3 single-player. So basically we have Overwatch is kind of more similar in terms of online shooter, but this is the last 10 years, so usually we don't see online shooters winning Game of the Year. Overwatch was kind of really an anomaly here, but Overwatch brought so many things beyond the game itself. The characters so relatable, and the story and the animations, and although it didn't invent the hero shooter genre, it was very, very polished and in some way redefined the genre. It had like Pixar-like art style. It was just beautiful, and the game really looked vibrant, and just had really a charm that you just don't find in other games. It focused on teamwork. It was very accessible for others. It was easy again to jump into, but harder to master if you wanted to rank up. And on top of that, it was also Blizzard's first new IP in 17 years. So overall, Overwatch basically crossed boundaries in a certain aspect, and it was just so polished and just such an excellent game, and it deserved it. But how many games like that we see, right, that have so many aspects of the game done right? And by the way, for the same reason, I also mentioned that I think that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 should win, at least for certain aspects that are kind of common in the way that those games actually did, that felt like something new, something fresh. And basically that's it. Vote Expedition 33 if you have a different opinion in the comment section.